Hi. Hi, everyone. How are you? Look, I've got my fall on. Is this not the cutest thing ever? My little daughter, my 17-year-old daughter, bought us matching Snoopy sweatshirts, and I had to wear it in honor of her. Um, gosh, look at everything in the background. It's it's a mess. I'm a mess, but I wanted to come on and share with you some insights, and I also wanted to talk about this lunar eclipse. Oh my gosh, Danica's in the house. Hi, my darling. Thank you. Thank you for your email. I am writing you back, and I've got big plans for us. Hi, I know this is a spontaneous live, and I don't expect a lot of people to be here in the middle of the day, but I wanted to share some really interesting insights that I've had, and I just I kind of want to I want to wait for a couple people to arrive, but I want to know, how are you? I want to talk about the eclipse that's happening in 2 days, and if you are even remotely near the news, you are seeing the eclipse, this lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse already in action. Now, eclipses happen 6 weeks before and 6 weeks after. So, what's interesting about this eclipse is that it's clashing into the solar eclipse that we had on earlier this month. And so we're getting this really volcanic, volatile clashing of solar and lunar eclipses all in this Libra, Aries, Scorpio, Taurus energy. And what is in common? Okay, this is a test. You guys in the live chat answer this. What do those four planets have in common? So two planets have something in common and two planets have something in common. Tell me, this is a test. This is a test. This is a test. You guys are advanced. If you're watching this channel, I know you know astrology. So we had because of the nodes, we had Aries and Libra affected in that solar eclipse earlier. And now we have that full moon in Taurus and Scorpio. And it's still close to the nodes. But I want to ask you, what do those four planets have? Okay. So Jess is on here and she says Venus. That's one answer. What's the other answer? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on. D Stir got it. Venus and Mars. Venus with Taurus and Libra. Yep. And Mars rules. Mars rules. Yep. Mars with Scorpio and Aries. You got it. So I want you to think about this. We have a Venus Mars theme clashing twice in eclipse energy. It's huge. And so what that means is it's deeply personal. It means that it is going to hit home. It is going to hit deep inside. Now let me tell you something. And I was telling my students this in Barcelona. Our eclipses good or bad, right? Are they god awful or are they phenomenally incredible? And the answer is, drum roll please. I'm playing the snares. The answer is unequivocally yes. Yes. Yes, they're hard and they're wonderful and they're volatile and they are euphoric. They are both. Yeah. You guys are on my channel a lot. I love it. Loretta got it. Luke got it. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being a super supporter. I have so many super supporters on here and I'm so grateful. Um, it puts 10 cents into my pocket a day, per person. And collectively, that does add up to be a chunk of change for me. And it just allows me to take a break from doing readings and be with you guys. And I love this work. Um, and I'm doing extended content. I just have to tell this to my members. I am doing extended content, and my Chiron extended content for members only is going up today. And it is just hold on. Deep. It is deep. I mean, it is really, really deep, and it took me 5 hours to videotape that gosh darn Chiron video. So, if you wanna go deep and you want to really I couldn't find deep information on Chiron with the exception of Melanie and Barbara's books, and I couldn't find it online. I couldn't find it in a video, and so I decided to make it. And, I really spent a lot of time on that video. So for members today, right after this live, go check on my channel because you get all the extended content and I go even deeper than what the videos for the public, um, is about. So I hope you guys are liking that. Um, okay, so Brizezda says they're cardinal signs. Yes, Aries and Libra are, but Taurus and Scorpio are fixed signs. So they're fixed and cardinal. Okay, so I kind of want to share something with you. Um, I don't know if you guys are watching my Instagram. If you are, there's a lot of copycats out there. There's over 35 different Instagram accounts that are fake. And I can't do anything except report them, um, and tell them to quit, and they usually do if I come out and ask them. But my Instagram is soul_navigation. And so if you do want to follow me on Instagram, I post a lot over there. I post a lot of videos. Um, but just be careful that you've got the right one. Like really look. And also, I will never, ever, ever, ever DM you for a free reading ever. And I don't ever take donations ever. Like the only way I make money is if you choose to tip me as a super chat or whatever. But I would never ask for money. So please know that. And just really check that the account doesn't have like two eyes like soul navigation. They stick two eyes in there. They're really tricky. Or soul dot navigation. That's a fake. Or soul navigation, then underscore, or just soul navigation. No, no, no. It's soul_navigation. Okay. Just to get that clear. Anyways, and I'd love if you want to follow me over there on Instagram, but I did post a video while I was in Spain. And what happened is it was a 30-hour flight from Seattle to Spain because I had to lay over in London. And I want to share this with you guys. This is the eclipse. This is how the eclipse works. And so I landed, and of course, I was just a mess. I was so tired. I hadn't slept for 30 hours. And that's from door to door cabs, buses, planes, trains, and automobiles, right? So just absolutely exhausted. And so I go to sleep, and the next morning I wake up super early because the jet lag at like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm looking for a coffee. But guess what? I arrived and it's eclipse time because this is the 12th. So we're right in that energy of the eclipse. I arrive on Spain Day. Yay! There's no coffee to be found anywhere. And Mare without her coffee, no, no good, no bueno. So could not find a cup of coffee anywhere. So I went walking and I was the only one in the street. So I put on a cute little sundress. I walked out. I had great shoes on. I was like mesmerized by the city sights, like only I would be, right? Like I was just enchanted. I was literally like twirling around. I was enchanted. And hold on. Have you guys seen the streets in Barcelona in the Gothic Quarter? Uh-huh. Shit show. They are wonkadoo. They are wobbly. There's like holes just in the middle. I mean, it's old. It's old. It's like, I don't know, 13th century old. And so there's no like paved, even road or anything. Like you can really like don't wear heels. So, anyways, I wasn't wearing heels. And, I got to a really busy street and I was waiting in the crosswalk to cross the street, but their bike lane, it isn't just like a separate bike lane with like little reflectors to show you stay in the bike lane. They actually have like 6-inch concrete curbs. So, like, a car literally probably can't hit you because the tire is gonna hit that 6-inch curb, and it's curb after curb after curb after curb to create a bike lane. Well, this particular curb happens to stick like 4 inches into the crosswalk. So I'm gonna cross the street because I see a coffee shop open on Spain Day. By the way, Spain Day is like 4th of July, so nothing's open. Oh my god. So this curb, 6-inch curb, and I'm just like, "Wow." But I see a green light, so I mean, I'm not that much of, a shit show, but I am really euphoric and really excited. And, there's 4 policemen that are crossing the crosswalk this way while I'm going that way, and it's a very busy 4-lane street. It's not a highway, not a freeway, but it is a friggin' busy street. So, this is my story about the eclipse, but this is also I really wanted to share with you what I learned about Spain, what I learned about myself, what I learned about American culture, what I learned about European culture, what I learned about Eastern European culture, what I learned about Spanish culture. It's really, like, mind expansive, and you guys, I have forever changed after this Spain experience with teaching in my workshop and just having interactions, and I cannot wait to share this with you. So I'm walking across the street, but I hit the little tiny bike lane curb because the bike lane is closest, and then there's 4 lanes of traffic. I hit the bike lane curb, my phone goes flying, my sundress flips over my head. Yeah. And, I land on my knees and my hands, like hands and knees, tabletop position in yoga, and smash my face. I'm so lucky I have my teeth. Smash my face on the concrete. Yeah. Yeah. It's like I did dolphin in the air. And I landed like in the 2nd lane of the 4-lane freeway. This is the part that's shocking, and I have all this on the Instagram if you guys wanna go follow it. Um, I am not exaggerating at all when I say this. Not one person, not one person, including the 4 policemen that are walking in the crosswalk, asked me if I was okay. And by the way, I was not okay. I was not okay. Now I shattered my knee, so I thought, and blood is running all down my leg. Everybody has seen my underwear and my ass up in the air. And the motorcycles and cars are just like beep beep honk honk, like lady get out of the road. Except I don't think they said that. They just drove around me. And that was my welcome to Spain. And I was just like, wow. Now tell me, what are the odds that that would be the reaction truthfully where you live? And tell me where you live. Like, what are the odds? So I started to cry. And this is one thing that I want to tell you. Like, I could have been angry, I could have been pissed off. I just actually fell into now I am 56 years old. Okay. I'm almost a 60-year-old woman. I have a lot of life experience in me. I will tell you that the little 4-year-old girl that lives inside of me bubbled up to the surface. And what it showed me is that the vulnerability that we all have lives so slightly underneath the surface of your facade, right? I probably looked strong and confident, and actually I felt that. But that little 4-year-old girl that was so crushed and scared, and by the way, I don't speak Spanish except, um, no habla español and donde el baño and gracias and muchas gracias. That's my Spanish. Anyways, I I want to read your comments. Mexico, people would help. Um, Kendra says people were worried that you would blame them for tripping you. Slim to no one that would help you in Wenatchee, Washington. Oh, slim to none that no one would help you, meaning people would help, right? Um, I can't imagine no one helping you here in Detroit. Okay, that's Detroit. I mean, that's a statement. Um, okay, so where I live in like Seattle, Washington, I can't even imagine somebody not at least inquiring or loaning a hand. So the 4-year-old little girl in me that was like shaken and scared. Okay, I made my way to the coffee shop because I needed the coffee. I walk into the coffee shop with a bleeding leg. I look pretty good because I got all dressed up. So I don't look like a homeless person. I'm in a sundress, I have my purse, I whatever. So the guy at the coffee shop asks me with a bleeding leg, "Where would I like to sit?" And, proceeds to not even see my bloody leg, gushing blood, and I put it up on a chair, right? And, I just get, like, a paper towel wet with water and press it down. Um, but there's, like, blood all down my leg. No, nothing. So I wanna know, what are the chances that a waitress where you live who saw somebody with a bad injury like that would literally just be interested in your coffee order? So I just wanna say that I flew on the eclipse. I entered with eclipse energy. I felt like I shattered my knee. I could barely walk. I wasn't quite positive how to get back to my hotel. So I sat down at this coffee shop to regroup, to collect myself, and to figure out on the map, like, a better way to get home. And, everything was closed. And so I called my husband, and it was like, I don't know, it was early for me, so it was late for him. It was like midnight or something, I can't remember. But he's like, "Hi, honey, are you having fun? Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay." It was so bad. It was so bad. And he's like, "Is there anybody around there that can help you?" I'm like, "No." There's nobody. It's like the 4th of July here at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm at the only place open, and it's all Spanish men smoking cigarettes outside, and what do I say to them? I don't even know how to say in Spanish, "Hi, where could I get some, benzoyl peroxide? Where can I get a Band-Aid?" I don't even know how to say that. So, um, this happened on the well, I flew on the 11th. I think this was the 13th. So, it was just really, really bad. But just remember the eclipse energy starts 6 weeks prior and 6 weeks after the eclipse. So, it you know, it's right there. And by the way, the eclipse is at this time, this, solar eclipse is literally exact on my moon in the 3rd house. So communication, travel, all of that. Anyways, what happened is I could have blamed a lot of people. I could have been mad and angry. I could have just been like, "Oh, F this. I'm out of here." I knew I had a whole group of students arriving in just a couple hours, and I also knew I had to be fabulous by 4 o'clock. This was 7 a.m. I had to be fabulous by 4 o'clock because I was hosting a happy hour on the rooftop with wine and tapas, in just a few hours. So, I didn't have time really to find a doctor, take care of myself, figure it out. I just went back to the hotel and iced it and put it up. But I want to tell you what really happened. Like That's the physical concrete story, and I talk about it on my Instagram in the video, and you guys should watch it because I wanna say something else. On my way home, I mean, on my way back to the hotel, I am not lying, and you can see the video on my Instagram if you want to. There was, right outside my hotel, a literal dumpster fire. 4 dumpsters were on fire. 4 plastic giant trash can dumpsters were on fire, and there are trees right here, and the dumpster is here, and the flames are, like, touching the trees. Oh, people are just standing around. Nobody's putting it out. The police are there. They're not even telling people not to walk by it. They're just looking, like, casually browsing, like we're looking at elephants at a zoo. I'm not joking. So I have this ball. I make my way back. I get coffee. The waiter doesn't even, wanna look or deal with my shattered knee with blood running down my leg. The cops did not even ask me if I was okay. Like, what? And motorcycles just beep, beep, get out. Um, oh my god. So the 4-year-old, let's talk about this really quickly. My curriculum for the weekend was compatibility and synastry, predictive timing techniques, and are you ready for it? Are you ready? Neptune. Now, Neptune is very interesting, and what happened is I realized this happened for me to be able to embody the energy of Neptune. It is really interesting. So I wanted to share with you my thoughts of Spain. Hold on. You guys are so cute. Um, and this happened on the eclipse, and the eclipse was literally on my moon. Um, so what do I mean by that? In order to understand the power of Neptune, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable to a faith and energy that is larger than yourself. And I will tell you, when I was in the middle of that 4-lane street and my phone with this case, look at all the damage. It's so beat up. I can't believe it didn't get more beat up than this. So I have this shiny case, right? This was like, I don't know, 100 feet in front of me. So this like flew way out of my hands. Um, the vulnerability that I felt with my face smashed into the asphalt, my knee shattered, blood, nobody to help, all alone in a foreign country where I obviously look and act different and I don't speak the language and nobody wants to even look, acknowledge, help. Help is one thing. Nobody even wants to look. That's really what it was. I felt so invisible, and I literally felt like one grain of sand in the cosmic world. I felt the nothingness of myself. I felt so unseen, so unimportant, so no thing. And that's what I mean when I say vulnerable. And like when you need help and there are people to help you and they don't, the nothingness in that is so painful. I just can't even explain it. So I sat on my bed with the ice. The lady at this hotel, by the way, uh, Passages Hotel. Oh, Urban Passages, Yurban Passages Hotel in Barcelona on Trafalgar is where you should go. The rooms aren't that great, but the staff, if you don't speak Spanish, oh my god, the staff is so loving. The receptionist lady, she ended up being my best friend in Barcelona, pretty much. Um, Other than my students and my hostess, Jessica. But out of the people that live there, she was just like an angel in my life. She actually really cared. But That vulnerability that I felt is what allowed me to actually teach Neptune, because Neptune is that thing that dissolves your ego to a nothingness to force you into finding God, source, faith, finding unconditional love. Now, you can't find unconditional love until you're loved conditionally. And so that was like a conditional experience that I had, right? No, not one person liked me unconditionally. Nope. They all had their own agenda. They all had their own imprint. They all had their own vision, their own mind. So I had to experience that to truly understand the power of unconditional love. And it started out that way. I want to read what you guys are saying. Serbia, she says 8 out of 10 people here would ask if you needed something. Come to Greece next year. How cute. Thank you. But what I really want to say is that experience like opened up my heart. I know that sounds crazy, but how it opened up my heart is it made me get in touch with really quickly, like how the 4-year-old lives so close to the veil, to the facade, right? How the little 4-year-old in all of us lives so close to the surface, and how um it's inside that vulnerability, it's inside that 4-year-old that is the innocence of love and life. Like most 4-year-olds, not all, but most, love life full out, believe that people will help, believe in the magic, see the magic, experience the magic. I have 4-year-olds that live literally right out my front door by like just 100 feet. And they are so cute. They're on their bicycles. We're cleaning up the leaves. It's all the fall leaves. And they throw up the leaves just so they can sweep them up. And they're having the best time. And so it got me in touch with the 4-year-old, which when I taught from that place of vulnerability, I didn't come from an arrogance. I didn't come from a place of, I know more than you. Not that I ever would do this anyways, but it so quickly got me down into coming from a place of vulnerability that it really changed the whole vibration of my entire trip. TS says that is exactly how racism victims feel, completely alienated as a half Spanish man. I totally get you, Mayor. I promise there are still good people everywhere here in Spain as well. Much love to you. Yeah, TS is from Spain. And I love you. And I believe it. Yeah, I I understand that. And I it got to experience a lot of love. The opening. This was just opening ceremonies. I want to tell you the next neat thing. So this is the eclipse, okay? So I want you to think the eclipse is happening also. It's finishing, not finishing, but it's having its second part. It's having its encore. And again, if you're watching the news, you'll see it. It's having its encore in 2 days. So, yeah, I'm being careful. But listen to this. Listen to this, you guys. This actually happened. So go back to my first question where I said, are eclipses good or bad? And we all answered yes. So then we go to the happy hour. It's wonderful. I meet these wonderful students from all around the world. You guys, let me just preface it. It was one of the best times of my entire life. And if you didn't get to go, I just have to say the moment is priceless. Like you can't even put a price tag on this kind of experience. Why? Because it's so human. It's so real. I'm not just a teacher up there teaching you. It is an embodiment of a whole soul tribe. It is so euphoric and so profound. Anyways, I'm not trying to just plug it for sales because only 35 people can go and it's going to sell out anyways, whether you go or not. But if you want the experience, I just want to encourage you to start saving. We're going to do it again next year, of course. Why? Because it was cataclysmic in its euphoric expression. It just like opened up hearts. And in my workshop and retreats, you don't learn from the mind, you learn from the heart. That's why this street thing turned out to be a sort of blessing. But here's what happened. This is where eclipses are good and bad. You guys, I just can't even believe this. Oh my God, I can't even believe this. So I did not grow up wealthy. My my parents were school teachers. I grew up in a very like I'll just say we were not wealthy, but we were rich in love. And my whole life as a mom for 17 years has been to save money and prepare my daughter to go to college. Now, do I believe that's right for every single person? No, but that's what I wanted to do for my daughter because my parents did that for me. So she's a senior in high school, and we've been busy applying for college applications. By the way, I have to say this too. This is also the eclipse, and a lot of you know this, but my dad just recently had cardiac arrest, and so he wasn't doing very well. So my mom and my daughter were supposed to accompany me on this trip to Barcelona. And at the very last minute, like the day before we were to leave, my mom had to cancel because of my dad's health is really quite fragile. And so they didn't come, and I was just so brokenhearted. So that was a big sadness in me. But I also want my mom to be there for my dad to take care of him because, well, I would forever regret it if something terrible happened and he needed the help. So, of course, absolutely stay back. But my daughter couldn't roam the streets of Spain while I'm teaching, right? So if my mom didn't go, my daughter couldn't go, and she's 17. And she's 17. So no, no, no. Right? I'm protective mama. Anyways, they stayed back. And what they did with their time is really cute. They filled out college applications, and my daughter applied to 9 different colleges in the United States, but the colleges she's applying to are pretty difficult to get into. But I thought, okay, they're making good use of their time, and I won't be too sad because they're being productive. And you know what? That's more important because that's going to secure her future. So the day after the fall, the first day where I'm going to walk to the event space in the Gothic quarter, at 7 in the morning, my daughter calls me and I'm like, oh shit. It's the eclipse, and the eclipse is right on her rising sign. So I'm like, oh no, 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 no. What's going on? I'm like, hi, honey, are you okay? She goes, Mom, I really need to talk. And I said, absolutely, I'm here for you. And I'm thinking, hope this isn't terrible because I have to go teach. I got to go teach all these amazing people that flew in all around the world in like 20 minutes, like, whoa, right? And she goes, Mom, I want you to know something. I said, what is it, honey? She goes, I just got a scholarship. I was like, what? 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 Tell me all about it. What? Okay, now I have all the time in the world. What is it? Where'd you get a scholarship to? I could not believe this. Like, this is like the biggest mom victory of my whole life. She got an $80,000 scholarship to one of the schools that she applied for. And I mean, I just started to bawl. I just was like, I just had this terrible fall yesterday and, completely was 4 years old. And now my daughter got an $80,000 scholarship. What the heck is going on? That's the eclipse. And I just was like, I don't know. I can't even express it. I'm still moved to tears. I'm like, I have the scholarship paper here somewhere. I should frame it. Even if she doesn't pick that school, I'm just so elated. And she is a remarkable person. She truly deserves it. She has almost a 4.0. She takes advanced placement classes. She volunteers at a homeless shelter, creating birthday parties for kids that are marginalized from 0 years old to 18 years old. She bakes birthday cakes for them. It's so cute. She manages the restaurant down the street. I mean, she's really mature. I'm really proud of her. And I just it's just so beautiful. And so that's the trick of the eclipse. I wanted to share my personal story with you because can you imagine how schizoid I felt? And then I walk in and I'm going to teach this 3-day workshop, which by the way, it is a workshop by day, but it is genuinely a retreat by night. So we stayed up all night and partied and went to flamenco and had Spanish cheese and tempranillo, and it was just fantastic. Um, yeah, I'm really proud of her because to be honest with you, to get to be able to pay for 4 years of college to a really good college in the United States, it is so sad, but you have to have a lot of money and a lot more money than I have. So I've told her since she was in 2nd grade, which is 7 years old, you have to get a scholarship and I'm going to help you get one. I'm going to really support you and we're going to do whatever it takes to get one. And so she got one and I'm just so grateful. And by the way, that's only half of the tuition. So while that's yippee yahoo, that's 50% of the tuition for the 4 years. Can you believe that? Um, but I'm who cares? I'm not looking at it that way. I'm looking at it like, you should be so proud, and I said, "Whether you go to that school or not, I want you to put that $80,000 scholarship into your soul." And remember, the eclipse was on her rising sign. So the eclipse changed how she sees herself. So this is what I said to her, and I share this with you because I want you to do these things too for yourself. Like, really look at how this eclipse is fucking playing with you. Am I allowed to say that word? For the Aquarians, that's for my Aquarians. They let me swear. My Aquarians love it. They feel liberated when I swear. um, I know I'm on this live. Just I'm doing a spontaneous live. Myra's in the house. I love her so much. Okay, all the way from New York. So what I was gonna say is it was on her rising sign. So she's gonna see herself differently. So I told her that wasn't her number one choice of a school, but she gets to put that inside of her, right? And she gets to, for the rest of her life, she's only 17 until she dies. She gets to forever say, she gets to forever remember that somebody out there wants to pay you $80,000 to come study social cultural anthropology at my school. And she gets to walk around with that inside of her. You don't think that changes somebody? That changes somebody. Even if you don't choose it, it is a statement and it it creates a new relationship to herself. It creates a new relationship to yourself. So if you are a Libra rising or an Aries rising or now a Scorpio rising or a Taurus rising, how is this eclipse changing the relationship you have with yourself? What it did for her is it says, "Wow, I am kind of smart. Wow, I am kind of valuable. Wow, I do matter." Let me read what you guys are saying. Myra, you make me laugh. I love you. I would love the swears too. My Aries Mercury is a big fan of all the swears. Oh, you guys are so cute. Yeah, shake my way is keeping me real. I agree. Like you still have, they get it as a write off. It's not that big of a deal. You have to pay for housing and food, and you can't write that off. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, so congratulations. Yeah, but imagine where I would be without that help, right? I'd have that full tuition to pay for. So it is kind of a little bit like $80,000 into mama's bank account. I mean, just saying. So I know. And I already have saved. I've saved. So the rule was I'll save for 2 years of college, which I've been doing since she was 0. And then she has to get 1 year of a scholarship and then Nana is going to roll forward the 401k plan that none of the other grandchildren used. And my daughter is the youngest grandchild, but none of the other grandchildren needed it. They got scholarships or went into the military or didn't go or got married or did, I don't know, something. So, like, 12 grandchildren didn't need it. I'm like, "We'll take it. We'll take it." Um, okay, so that's the eclipse. So I want you, if you have this on your rising sign, I want you to ask yourself how and the other thing is this, I wanna say, it's way more about the money. It's, like, so much more about than the money. What it is it this scholarship gives her a new relationship to herself. That's the gold mine. That that's Neptune in a way. That you can't buy that. You can't buy self-esteem. And she gets to have that self-esteem because she earned it. It wasn't handed to her. She actually has earned it since 7 years old. So isn't that cool that after you've done something for over 10 years, working so hard at something, that there's a payout, there's a reward for you, and it gets to change your perception of yourself for the rest of your life? Again, we probably won't even go to this school, so the money isn't really the point. Although for mama, thank you, I'll take it. It is how it has changed this little person's life. So, back to Spain, let's go back to that. I wanna tell you that this always happens. This happened in Seattle, and, when I did my workshop last May in Seattle, and this happened again in Barcelona to me, where I show up to teach something, but inadvertently or ironically or paradoxically, I end up learning so much more than I even taught. I learn about life, I learn about people, I learn about the practical application of astrology, and I get to see the living truth of it in real time. Um, I learn how to unsee the body and the personality and truly merge with the soul. That is priceless. That's what this workshop did, is it allows the soul to interact with another soul. And where the hell do you get that opportunity in your regular life? Are you doing that at the grocery store? Are you doing that at the dog park? I kinda am doing that at the dog park, to tell you the truth. Are you doing that inside your family? Or are there so many prejudices about you inside your family that you can't get there? Well, in this workshop, which is exciting, the workshop is exciting, and if you guys went, a few of you went, you can comment your thoughts on what you think. Um, Mariah. Okay, Mariah. Yeah, I said Myra and then Mariah, and I've said both, so thank you, Mariah, like Mariah Carey. Um, the workshop is really exciting and fun because it's mind expansive, and it's where you can literally have ahas, and you can have, uh new insights, and you can see yourself in a whole new way. You can experience yourself in pieces and parts of you that you didn't even know existed, but it's inside the retreat part where all of that gets to be expressed. And so it's really interesting. I've been to a ton of astrology conferences, and there is not one like this because this is tiny and intimate and like with a soul tribe. Um, let me see. Um, So, Miss Morgan Ray, I always appreciate you, and you are my queen with that big crown on your head. And by the way, you guys, super supporters, right after this, anybody who's a member who's joined my channel, you're going to get all my extended content on Chiron, and it is deep, 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 deep. So be prepared for that. But you're always deep, and you're so real. And Miss Morgan Ray, I really appreciate every comment you write. Um, and so the eclipse at the beginning of the month was in Libra on my rising sign. That is what I was talking about. So I'm wondering how this eclipse is creating a new relationship with yourself, to yourself. Mariah says, Barcelona felt like real life magic. It was a movie and a journey. Yeah, that's what I felt. Armando, can't wait for next year. Yeah. And you guys, On the 31st, so on Halloween, I'm gonna have my Seattle workshop and retreat, which is gonna take place May 16, 17, 18, and 19 here in Seattle in my backyard. Um, it's the Emerald City. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna have those tickets on sale, and it is gonna sell out, so if you do want to get a ticket, and let's say you're on a budget and you can't totally afford to pay for everything upfront, you can just click on the purple shop pay tab, and you can do like $50 installments between now and next May. So at least it reserves your place for you. So that's going to be on sale to the general public on the 31st of October if you guys want to come to Seattle's workshop, which is equally as magical in such a different way. Let me tell you what I learned about Spain. And I mostly learned about Spain in the retreat portion of the whole adventure because that's when we would go out at night. This is my number one takeaway. Okay, you ready for this? This is so interesting. And I have a feeling that this is like a lot of Europe, but the Spaniards and the Spanish culture, they do not chase ambition. They do not chase fame. They do not chase being the best at what they do or the best in the office or the best version of themselves necessarily. They do not chase money. They do not chase competition. Um, they actually chase happiness, joy, peace, and family. That's literally what they chase. They chase peacefulness. And I will tell you something. This was so shocking to me because I didn't know what I didn't know. Now, I have been to Spain before and I've traveled all around Europe. I've been to Greece. I was a young woman at the time, though. I was only 22 years old. So, a lot of years ago, right? 22, 32, 42, 52. It's like 33 years ago. So, I saw Spain and Greece and Turkey and France and Germany and Switzerland and Europe through a young woman's eyes. And now I come with just a little bit more wisdom. And I come with having lived all throughout the United States, including New York City for 3 years, and the South in Augusta, Georgia for 3 years, and Las Vegas, and California, and Arizona, and now Washington. So I understand American culture pretty well. But let me just say this one thing. I live in Seattle. It's a mini Silicon Valley. So let me explain this to you. So I want you to take this with you, put this in your head, and then go to Spain with me. Okay. Um, oh, you guys are so cute. Hi, Meredith. The workshop was literally heart and mind expanding that has helped me in my work and my relationships even after I've gotten home. Thank you for the experience. Oh, thank you. You know, it's so interesting because the re-entrance into reality is for real. It's a little bit hard to not be depressed, just to be honest. A little bit hard. I'm lucky that I have a beautiful life waiting for me, but if I even had just an average life waiting for me, it would be painful. But I want you to take this concept with you to Spain. Okay, so I live in this miniature Silicon Valley. So hold on. In my backyard. So all my neighbors, all right out here, all my neighbors work for these places. Right here in my hometown is the headquarters to Boeing, is the headquarters to Amazon, is the headquarters to Microsoft, is the headquarters to Starbucks, Expedia, Costco, Zillow, and it goes on and on and on. Also the game company Nintendo. It's a big deal. So, can you say intellectual nerds galore? Now, all of those companies and all of those corporations reward you for what? Being the best, being the brightest, being the smartest, being number one, making your quota, making your goals, being on top, not sleeping, workaholicism. So that is the culture of my neighborhood, of my community, of the whole city, of this whole region that I live in. So, I mean, when you go to Starbucks, they trip over themselves to make you feel, so when I went to Spain and ambition and competitiveness and customer service really isn't a thing. And Jessica, my hostess, love her. Oh my God. Wouldn't have done this without her. She's the reason why I had it in Spain because I had a person over there, boots on the ground, helping me, and she really made this an incredible event. But Mariah asks, "What is Washington sun sign?" It's not Washington State because it gets rural real, real fast, but Seattle is an Aquarius town, right? Advanced knowledge, very intelligent, super high IQ here. Everybody here is like smarter than you, whatever. It doesn't matter. And I'm not trying to put it down or elevate it. I'm not trying to brag or diss it. I'm just being matter of fact of like the culture shock. Okay. So when I go over there and they're chasing happiness, peacefulness, and by the way, our crowd, the Gothic Quarter could not handle our crowd. We were on friggin' fire. We were euphoria and, like, bombarding the streets. I mean, they just could not handle our energy, which was kind of fun, because we were a giant splash. But there really is no desire to be number one. There is a desire to be peaceful and also to make you peaceful as the customer. So if you sit down and you order a sangria, you're not going to get your sangria with social razzmatazz and charm. No, they get paid the same amount of money, which isn't very much, whether they deliver it quickly or slowly to you. It's a socialized system. So they get paid the same and maybe they get a couple euro as a tip, but it's not enough. It doesn't dictate culture where, when you sit down in a restaurant here, it's quick service and over there that's kind of rude because that's not peaceful. And so what I realized is that there is this there is this desire to create peace, and that's what I came home with. I got to see so clearly what frenetic energy I live with inside of myself. I got to see and feel Neptune because I taught it, right? But it's really interesting. When I declare the thing that I'm gonna teach, that very thing that I'm gonna teach brings itself into me. So it was like Neptune on steroids. I mean, I swear, if I ordered my sangria at 4, I might get it by 8:30. And I have to learn the patience between the time I order it and the time I get it. And I'm not used to that. I'm used to, chop, chop, bring it to me. Not that nasty. But I'm just saying, I don't even have to say that because it's there. It's there in 30 seconds. And so this really got me thinking about my own self. Now, I'm not a naturally competitive person, except I strive every single day with an internal driver that's giant in my head that says, be better than you were yesterday, be better than you were the day before, be better, be better, be better, be better, be better, be better. And I'm up all night and I don't sleep and I don't shower and I barely take time for myself because I am neurotic and frenetic and frantic around doing more, producing more, being better, being my best self, being the best version, got to get my yoga in, got to do the weights, got to eat right, got to do, I can't even like give the example. It's too exhausting. I think you guys get it, but going to Spain not only slowed me down because that was hard. Honestly, the slowdown was friggin' hard. I took the tourist hop on, hop off bus. I had to wait an hour and a half, 90 minutes to get on that damn bus. That was hard. Um, So it's not the slowdown, it is the paradigm shift that happened along with the slowdown. It was the, why am I chasing this irony? You ready for the irony? Me trying to be my very best self makes me actually my worst self. I'm not that nice. I'm too much in a hurry. I'm not thoughtful on my phone calls. I'm racing through everything. I'm not like kissing my husband long enough. I'm not right? I'm not soft around the edges. It's too harsh. And I realized when I saw Kareem, who runs this space, who I just fell madly in love with. Oh my God. That's why we're going back next year because I just love him so much. He runs that place and he has constant people in the space. So he had Germans the day after and he had Spaniards the day before. And um, he said our group was a breath of fresh air because it was so different. Anyways, he's just on the phone and he's chatting with the lady who runs the restaurant next door and the little grandmother with the dog. And he's running this very successful space and he does it with peacefulness. He is a Taurus. He does it with peacefulness. And I just loved the energy that he emanated. He wasn't ever in a rush. I couldn't get my PowerPoint to work for a while. I was sweating bullets. He's like, "We'll get it. You don't worry." I just the giant takeaway is this question, and this is a Neptune question. Are you guys ready? Whatever the thing is that's bothering you, the question is Neptune's question for you is, will this matter in 500 years? No. Will my sangria order matter in 500 years? No. I hope the work that I do on this channel does. And that's why it's important to me. But that really was a big shift for me to chase peace. So right after Barcelona, we went out to my hostess's house in Sitges. It's a beach town. It's so beautiful. And it was even slower there. And it was like a Tuesday afternoon. And you know what I saw on the beach? Oh my gosh. I saw entire families on a Tuesday at lunch playing in the ocean. Okay, we have not the ocean, but the sound, which goes out into the ocean. So you can just call it the ocean. And of course, not in October, but in May or June or July or August or September when it's really hot here, you go on a Tuesday and you go look for Microsoft, Nintendo, Costco, Boeing, families playing Frisbee at lunch, topless at lunch. On the beach. Yeah, you go look for that, right? No, you will not find it. You will not find it. And Mo, it's different than just slowing down because I can slow down and be just as frustrated, right? I can be just so irritated. I could go so slow and be irritated. So it's a slowing down. But this is what I want to tell you what the Spaniards are really good at. The goal out here is not ambition, it's not money, and it's not productivity. It is peace. So being at peace with going slow is kind of what the paradigm shift has been for me. Now I have Mars in the third house. And if any of you have watched my Gemini playlist, I recommend you do that. But the third house is Gemini, and you're on 24 radio stations at any one time. And I probably in a day do what most Spaniards do in an entire month. But now I'm like, does that even matter in 500 years? No. And I am going to miss the whole boat, the whole meaning of life, Neptune, if I don't chase something other than being my very best self every single day. Here is the key, here's the kicker, here's the key to the treasure box that I figured out. This is the part that I need to be able to do. So, yeah, I can slow down. Now I'm finding gratitude for the slowness. My husband's checked on me like 3 times, like, "Are you okay?" He's not recognizing me. 'cause I'm, like, dwaddling to the dog park. He's like, "Are you okay? Are you going to make an income this month?" I'm like, "We're okay, don't worry." Um, they don't have a shame in it, okay? That's the Virgo piece. They do this and they don't have a shame in it. There is no shame. That is the hard little nugget for me. So I'm doing all this, but there is a guilt that creeps up that I have to tamp down. There is a shame and that, I didn't get ready today. Look at me. I have not showered in 3 days. Um, there is no shame in it. And so Jessica, my hostess, when I went out to her house in Seiches, I woke up in the morning and it was 10 o'clock in the morning. We had danced all night. It was 10 o'clock in the morning and I was like in a panic, like, oh my God, we have so much to do. What are we doing? I'm late. We gotta go. And I find her out on the veranda, literally like flopped out on the deck, drinking a coffee. She's just literally like this, taking in the sun. And she's originally from Madison, Wisconsin, but she's lived in Spain now for 5 or 7 years or something, so she's fully Spanish. She can't even, like, relate to American culture anymore. And, I said, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Drinking my morning coffee." I'm like, "Do you start every morning like this?" And she's like, "Kinda." I'm like, "Wow, I hit the ground and I raced through life." So yeah, changing the relationship around feeling an internal shame for not having done your entire to-do list, for not having the ambition, run your day, for having, not one day of peacefulness, but every day of peacefulness, so you have a life of peacefulness. Now, you wanna know what's so funny that's happening? Is now I've been to the dog park, right? I'm doing the dog park in the morning and in the afternoon. You know what I was doing before Spain? I was hiring the girl around the corner to take Beau on a walk and 2 times a day. And so now I told her, "I'll do it." Isn't that sweet? Just saying that really like, oh, touches my own heart. It touches my own heart because that you should not outsource your relationships, right? I'm not telling you, I'm telling myself. And so that shifted for me. But listen to this, and when you slow down, you start to see something. So I wanna tell you this really cool thing. So I go to the dog park at between 8:30 and 9:30 in the morning, and there's this little grandpa. He'll never watch this. He's, a Latter-day Saint, so he's never gonna watch this. And he's a grandpa, but, um, he's a little grandpa, and we've become best friends. And he was just so worried about me with my knee, and he's like, "You have to go to the doctor," and he asked me if I'd like to meet him down the hill, not at the dog park, down the hill yesterday, because he wanted to give me where is it? It's around here somewhere, a TENS unit to help me with my, rheumatoid arthritis, and it's, like, for nerve pain, and, he wanted to give it to me, and he had an extra one he wanted to show to me, so he asked if I wanted to meet for a coffee. You guys I can't even tell you how absurd it would be for me to go meet somebody for coffee before Spain. Like, I I would have never, ever, ever have made time for that. There is no way. I mean, I just have so much pressure, or at least I felt that. And so I met him for coffee for an hour, and he's, a retired naval intelligence officer, and both of his shoulders don't work, and he can't lift his arms higher than this, and, I got to hear about his daughters and his wife and his little dog Coco, who plays with Beau every day. I don't know, Spain's finding me here, and it's probably wanted to find me here, but I've been too much of a bulldozer. I wanna read some of your comments. Um I became a massage therapist, and it is so relaxing for me to work on clients. Thank God, because I have my Mars and Gemini square my Virgo moon. Yeah, and it's really wonderful when you can do work that can bring you into that's like being a yoga teacher, right? That can bring you into that space. So, I learned a lot of really beautiful, beautiful things in Spain, and, I also found that there is a graciousness. I will tell you that social charm, social American charm, absolutely, unequivocally does not work there. It is obnoxious, it is pushy, it is, like, it probably feels to them like false pretenses. It does not open up doors, it doesn't get you, on the bus faster or quicker. No, no. The other thing is at least in Barcelona, I doubt this is true for the whole country, but I don't know because I only visited Barcelona and Sitges, is the level of cosmopolitan culture was shell shocking. New York City isn't even like this. Um, I had a very hard time finding somebody from actual Spain, um, in the Gothic Quarter or in Barcelona. I mean, I met an Italian guy who had a restaurant, met so many Eastern Europeans, and the Eastern Europeans really seemed to feel liberated living there. So Romanian, Bulgarian, Serbian, Hungarian, oh, they all live there. Croatian, lots of them, lots and lots and lots of them. Every taxi cab driver I had was from India, and, I mean and a lot of my servers and waitresses were Filipino. So, the layers of cosmopolitan energy and influence was really, really eye-opening. I mean, I kind of feel like when I've been to Italy, I'm hit really loudly with Italian culture, just Italian culture in your face. "Grazie, grazie." It's just so loud Italian. When you go to New York City, it's pretty New York. I mean, you are gonna be just slammed with New York culture right away at hello at the airport. And this is not the case in Barcelona. It is such a melting pot, and it is so, it's so, uh, cosmopolitan, different, unique, and surprising. Really surprising. Hi, Christina. Hi. We're at the tail end of it, but I'm so glad you're here. I was talking about the workshop and the retreat. So I just want to say that this was profoundly life changing. And I want to wrap it up with this. Um, it gave me an unexpected paradigm shift. And I think it started with finding the vulnerable 4-year old inside of me with the terrible fall and nobody helping me. And that sorta made me download Neptune right away. And, um, I want to invite you to also have a paradigm shift. You don't have to travel halfway across the world and do an astrology workshop to have a paradigm shift. However, I will tell you that I don't think I would have had one this profoundly had I not had that experience. That experience was not only a catalyst, it was cataclysmic for me. And I'm kind of stubbornly entrenched in my style and in my ways, and maybe that's just because of my age, but it is very difficult for me to have a paradigm shift. And so a paradigm shift is literally when your eyes open and your heart and your mind all at the same time so you can see, you can hear, you can feel, and you can think about a whole new belief system that has been revealed to you that you now shift into, adopt, and activate. I mean, that is huge. When has a belief system in you shifted you so dramatically? I mean, and so while I show up and I do these workshops and retreats, for to pass my gifts forward, to share the knowledge, and to generate generate astrology into the world, to pass it forward. What's so ironic is the blessings and the gifts bestowed upon me through that process are life-changing. They have created paradigm shifts inside of me, and this happened to me originally in Seattle and then secondarily in Barcelona when I did both, and the gift is immeasurable. It's absolutely immeasurable, and I'm just so grateful. I kinda have to pinch myself that this is my life, and this is I don't know, I invented this job 23 years ago, and now I'm sitting here doing this work, and I'm so grateful for all of you, and what I wanna tell you right now is if you can stay online, I'm gonna go put my members only Chiron extended video up for you to watch. There's timestamps, so you can go straight to your placement. Oh, I also wanna say that, Connie Jo did that eclipse video for all 12 signs. That's already loaded on the channel. But this weekend, if you guys want to come at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday to the premiere, Connie Jo is doing the coolest video for us. She's doing November transits, but she's doing it with the moon sign. Where is the moon? And how is it going to affect each of the signs? And so that's for November transits, which is going to be really, really awesome. And if you guys want to think about coming to a retreat, I think I'm going to have the next one in Barcelona around the 10th of November next year, 2024. So you could start saving for that. But I'm planning right now my workshop in Seattle, May 16th, and that's going to be up for the general public on sale on Halloween, the 31st. And I'm going to teach deeper Chiron. So learning like Chiron in your own chart and the practical application of it and getting the medicine out of Chiron to use in your own life. I'm also going to teach a day of sexuality and intimacy, finding your sexuality, finding sexuality and intimacy um, without shame, removing the shame around that, because a lot of people hold a lot of shame around their needs and desires. So finding sexuality and intimacy in the natal chart. And then I'm going to do all of the degrees. Did you know that every single degree in the entire zodiac, all 360 of them, have a specific meaning? And when you get to learn what the degrees mean in your chart, oh my God, it's like you're getting to understand the underbelly of astrology, and it's really profound. And you can never experience astrology the same way ever again because now you know all the numbers. So it's going to be really cool. Yeah. And if you are a superstar, super supporter, my Scorpio masterclass is free for you, totally free. And I love you, superstars. Like, I could not do this work without you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart because it allows me to give to the whole rest of the community. So everybody benefits from the superstars. So we need to say thank you to them. And if you are a super supporter, you get a massive discount. It's like $9. So, and it's not just for members only. You can buy a ticket for that in my shop. I just want to see what you guys are saying. Queen of Light Bulbs, she's been having a paradigm shift and working through her shadow work. Shadow work is, there's a shadow side to each sign. Um, Gosh, I didn't really want to go into this, but we just had a mass shooting. It's like the eighth biggest mass shooting in the United States in Maine at a bowling alley. It was like bowling night. So many teenagers were murdered. And at a bar, and at the bar it was sports night, so this mass shooter um killed all these men. Anyways, his birthday is April 4th, 1983, Aries, right? And here we are with this nodal axis in Aries and Libra. Yeah. And Chiron is right there. The chart is really interesting, but sad. Just really, really sad. Don't do that, though. Don't do that. What are you doing? What is that? No, 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 no. Oh, that boy. Look at him. He's eating my journal. Yeah, my daughter got us matching fall t-shirts. Oh, he's eating my journal. um, shoot, little Bo. He's Aries too. But anyways, that mass shooters chart, I'm gonna look at it. I just haven't had a chance to, but it is just so sad. Um, oh, Troy says superstar is a good value. Meredith does what she says she will. Oh, thank you, Troy. I love having you here. You guys will have to rewatch this live if you missed it because I had lots of little nuggets in it. But I also want to say if you ordered something from my shop, please know that we try so hard. I only have one assistant. Her name is Lauren. She works part-time. She's a full-time mom. She works part-time and we're really behind, especially because I haven't been able to help her out because I've been traveling. So just know your orders are coming. We're just like really behind. We have like 70 orders that we have to process and it takes a lot. Um, Vintage traveling coach. Plug your business right now. Put your business. Everybody follow Trevion. She came to my Seattle workshop. She's a founder. Um, and put your online business on the and your YouTube channel in the live chat, girl, and we'll all follow you. Support her. She really could use the support, and she is such a beautiful soul. Um, I'm just reading your So Danica and I are talking about possibly having a third retreat. We'll have to see if my Seattle retreat sells out and Barcelona sells out. I'm thinking of having a third retreat in the Cancun area of Mexico because it's affordable. It's kind of like, in the middle south. So we're toying with the idea. Um, oh, you guys are all sweet. Hi, Musgrave Griffin. Hi. Well, you guys, I'm going to sign off right now, but I just wanted to say thank you for joining the channel. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for just being here with me. And I hope you love this weekend's videos and look for the extended content on Chiron. It's all timestamped, so you don't have to watch the whole video. And I just adore you and take good care. Bye, you guys. I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. I'll see most of you, lots of you on November 5th for my Scorpio masterclass. Get ready. We're going deep. I hope you can handle it. Not everybody can handle it. Please be prepared to handle it. Okay, bye.